Guys, I tried. I really did. But unfortunately, the Arc A770 is no more. So just over 6 months ago, I made a video talking about my switch from the RTX 4070 to the Intel Arc A770 like a total madman. And that video is now the most watched on my channel, so I thought it might be worth me following up with you guys and letting you know how things have gone on. It's been over 6 months, as I say, since that video, and I'd had the Intel Arc for about 3 months at the time of that. I have had to ditch it, as you can tell from the title, the thumbnail, you already know that. But there are reasons, and I think it's important that you guys hear those reasons because these are things that I didn't expect to happen. I made that switch initially because I wanted the AV1 encoding. It was going to give me enough gaming performance to be happy. So I sold the 4070 and gained the AV1 encoding for DaVinci Resolve through having the Intel Arc, because you have to have DaVinci Studio for some reason to actually access the AV1 encoding on an NVIDIA card. Very frustrating. Now, going back a few months, I started to have a pretty major issue. So when it comes to gaming these days, I don't actually do that much. I used to stream a lot. I used to play games almost daily. These days, I'm not enjoying games so much, and the only game that I really play is PUBG. Now, there's a clip on screen. This is from a stream last week, but this isn't from the Intel Arc. This is actually from my new AMD Radeon RX 7800 XT, which is running like a dream. Now, I couldn't play this game on the Intel Arc as of a few months ago. For the first 6 months, roughly, being on the Intel Arc, the game ran lovely. Then all of a sudden, it decided that it only wanted to run at about 3 FPS in game. And that is if you could even get into the game, because it was running at such a low frame rate in the menu. I think it peaked at around 10 FPS in the menu. It made it very difficult to actually click on anything or move anything around. It was unbelievable. Now, I tried everything I could to get this to work. I don't know if anybody else has had a similar issue, but it was just this one game that was affected. But unfortunately, it's my main game, right? So it's the only game I was playing. So I didn't play any games for about 2 months. Nothing. I played nothing at all. And I reinstalled drivers, I installed previous drivers, beta drivers, changed cables. I couldn't, for the life of me, obviously I uninstalled the game and redid all that as well. I couldn't for the life of me work out what the issue was. So that's reason number one. Okay? Reason number one. Second reason, I got a new job. Part of that new job is video editing, but not editing in DaVinci Resolve. It's editing with Adobe Premiere Pro, which I don't believe has any AV1 encoding support as of now. I could be wrong, but either way, it's using my CPU for video rendering. So I didn't need the AV1 of the Intel Arc anymore, because I'm having to use Premiere Pro for my job. So naturally now I'm also using Premiere Pro for my YouTube stuff. The AMD card's still got AV1, so it's there if I want it. So the main problem for me was that I had no stability. Now, those of you will know that if you are doing a job and you require a reliable PC to do that work, you do not want your system to be hanging up, locking up, rebooting. I was increasingly getting more of that with the Intel Arc. It was becoming more unstable. I don't really know why, but over time it was gradually becoming worse. So about a month ago now, I think it's around a month, decided that it was enough. It was time. So I ditched the A770 and picked up the RX 7800 XT, which is actually the card that I originally wanted before I got the 4070, but it just wasn't released yet. So I've come full circle. I'm back home with AMD. AMD is my usual go-to, and I am very, very satisfied with this card, as I imagine most people with this card are, because it's a cracker. So I went for the Sapphire Pure version in white. It's a cracking looking card. Runs really nice. Fans don't even whip up most of the time. It's just running beautifully. So I can't complain. But that means that the Intel Arc A770 experiment has come to an end, which is a shame. Actually, it's a shame, because I went with the Arc with the intention of sticking with it. It wasn't just you know, let's try it out and then sell it on, whatever. I really want Intel to do well in this area, and I'm still intrigued to see how Battlemage gets on. But for what I'm doing now, I couldn't keep it in my system. And if I wanted to play the one game that I want to play, which is PUBG, I needed to get something else. So that is unfortunately just how it is. And yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say that you shouldn't try the Intel Arc graphics cards at all. I think it's going to be different person to person. There's plenty of people in the comments of my previous video that were saying that they had a fantastic experience with the card. So yeah, I'm not going to not recommend it, but just be cautious. That's the only thing. I mean, I said that in the video originally. If you wanted a graphics card that is just going to work, you're better off going NVIDIA or AMD. Intel's just not there yet, still. And I don't quite understand why things are getting worse. Just shows that the updates aren't necessarily perfect. We'll have to wait and see. But if you did get an Intel Arc, I really do hope that you're having a much better time of it. And hopefully it will last you a good 2-3 years at least, until maybe the market's a little bit better. Anyway, that's just a quick update video. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate you. Stay grounded. I'll see you on the next one.